Morning live stream. Hmm. Back for another one. Back for another.
You live?
Yes, sir. We are live. Got my OBS going.
Awesome, awesome.
I'm gonna get into it a little bit. Gonna check out this news. It's Tuesday. These are 6:30 news. Gonna hit us first. 6:30 news, 7 a.m. news. We'll have that to play around with here in a bit. Took an entry on this reversal here. Took a buy position on an overflow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna start my top down analysis. Gonna look at. I haven't looked at the charts yet this week. I'm gonna start with my top down and go from there. See what we're looking at in the big picture.
I'm right there with you. Yeah, I'm going. It feels good outside right now.
Um,
Just went outside for a second.
back for another back for YouTube. Right. All right.
Brought the log of trade last week. I'm trying to figure out when that was.
Okay, 6:37 a.m. news. Looking at here, looking at my daily chart here. Here I'm trying to just look for liquidity and areas of inefficient price that I will be able to mark up and utilize to and guide me through this morning's trading session. So it all got filled up. Mhm.
finishing up tallying what I what my numbers were like last week as far as profits. Week one, I finished with a for 3 days trading profit 142 pips, up 23.6%. I think I will be around a five a 5% growth this week. This last week.
Nice. So all my baby blue boxes, all my boxes will indicate areas of inefficient price, and my yellow circles will indicate liquidity. These two aspects of the market, these two aspects of the innate structure of the market are places and areas where the market will move to, is looking to move to at any given time. Hence the importance I place on, taking a couple minutes here at the beginning of our trade session to just mark them up, make it nice and clear, nice and obvious for me. Of course, I don't want to, sit on my higher time frames and observe these. However, um, doing these markups on my higher time frames during my top down analysis will prevent me from doing that, from having to do that. So starting here on the 4 hour, these are levels areas of liquidity and levels of inefficient price on this 4 hour that I want to be keen to. I always want to go. Oh, excuse me. And I always want to just kind of have the market blocked in a sense. So I want to have understand where the areas of inefficient price are on the bullish side, and in the bear side in respect to where we are in the market. I'm in the live market. So I'm looking here just on the seller side, and I'm just going to mark up this inefficient price here. If anyone watches this recording and is curious about what inefficient price is, fair value gaps, one and the same term, or liquidity and how to mark it up, shoot us a message. We'll be happy to break that down for you. It's good, Mark.
MDW.
DSM trades
What it do?
in the house.
I almost ripped up everything in my house trying to find my AirPods.
Don't you hate that? Don't you hate when that happens,
Man, that freaking Find My was not working for some reason.
bro?
Sorry, bro. But let's go. What we got going on this morning?
Ain't nothing but a thing, man. I forgot. I just need to do this on my side by side. I wanna nope, I wanna do the site.
Not really much movement yet, huh?
Not quite yet. I took a position on just the reversal off this area here. Volume maxed out, relativity maxed out. So I took a position on the opposite way. I think I'm chilling in some decent profit here. Got it at a good level.
finished plus 3.3% last week. So 23.6 my first 3 days of trading, and then through 2 days of trading last week, 3.3%. I'll take it.
To the bank.
I'll take that through 2 days, almost 3.5% growth.
Marcus, talk to me about this. I'm about to pull it up right now. My FX book. Did you look into that yesterday?
Yeah, I was actually going into some of my FX book a little bit yesterday, and I was just, I don't know, bro, it's just different. Like, I just like the way it looks compared to like Forex Factory.
Mm-hmm.
Um, just all the different types of stuff it has. Like, it has the interest rates right here, in case we wanted to see what it is, to see if it gets adjusted, or just to kind of be like aware of that type of stuff of when they meet about that type of stuff, because it has like literally like the next meeting of when they'll meet next about the interest rates, and we obviously know the interest rates, and if we don't know the interest rates of whatever relative folder that you're relative currency that you're trading,
Mm-hmm.
um the interest rates are going to affect that currency. So like the US dollar obviously is going to affect the currency of the dollar and the fluctuations of price there. So I like that about it. The economic calendar, which just shows the news, just like a little bit um, not wider breakdown, but I guess not really much differences with like the actual news sorters goes separate from my FX book, but they have like the Forex calculators on here. So like position sizes, pip calculators. Um, what else was on here? What was I using? I was using not the profit calculator. I think I was just using like it might have been the position size. No, but it's one of these that show basically how much each moves per pip. Like you
Mm-hmm.
know how like gold's a little bit different, like per pip,
Yeah,
like
no,
in
bro.
terms of
I'm
the
looking at this right
volatility.
now. This
Like
is
this
kind of
shit is
fire.
super fire, super fire.
This is
The
just
the
looking at this
the one I
chart
like the
box.
most, bro, is the sentiment.
Uh-huh.
The sentiment was fire because it just like kind of like that transparent aspect that I really like of trading. It literally shows you the most popular pairs, like the pairs that people are trading the most.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I can start to blend like the significance of why like I actually like this data a little bit, because you start thinking about like liquidity. And if you think about liquidity and you see like some of these pairs that, let's just hypothetical reasons. Like right now I'm looking at, there's a community trend going on for USD JPY, and 76% of all traders trading this currency, this pair, are selling. Right, they are thinking short or in shorts or whatever the case may be.
And how do you process that information?
So seeing that, I'm just like, okay, I would probably end up just going to the charts and like finding liquidity points, because if I can find liquidity on like the like going towards the, so it would probably be sellers liquidity. So that means there would be some liquidity above where price currently is right now. So I would just like think, man, maybe this is an area where like some manipulation could happen, just because that's what the market likes to do. Now my shit wants to go off, my AirPod thing. No, I can't turn it off. But well, what's going on? Hold this is over here beefing now. Come on, man. I found him.
Beautiful.
Oh, bro, I can't even charge it.
You still in that entry queue? That buy?
No, but I took my exit at the top.
What'd you collect?
It probably had to have been about probably around 35, 30. Hold on. No.
Easy.
Uh 25 exactly.
Good start to the week.
25 exactly. Yeah, those were oppo trades. I'm looking for about, about half of what I'd get on my normal entries. Uh,
Mhm.
so it tracks.
Yeah, but what I was trying to say was if we can know just where liquidity lies, just even if we didn't have that sentiment, um, but if we can ignore where liquidity lies, we can kind of use the overall bias of that currency with that sentiment to kind of determine the potential direction that price may travel.
Mhm,
Um, when I was reading, actually, it was kind of interesting. I want to pull it up real quick. When I was reading that sentiment,
mhm,
it talks about like what it is, and it just says one of the main advantages of using forex sentiment analysis is that it can help traders make a more informed trading decision by understanding the overall sentiment of the market.
mhm,
Traders can anticipate price movements, identify potential trading opportunities, and manage risk more effectively.
mhm,
Um, So, I mean, even like some of these ones that have greater symbol popularity than others, I would assume that those will be moving a little bit more than others because a lot more people are involved in the movement of that price. Not to mention the institutional, parties that don't know if it's included in this sentiment.
mhm.
I'm not really sure if it is or if it isn't. Um, but yeah, bro, I actually really like that MyFX book.
Yeah, it's dope. I'm gonna add that to the toolbox. Like it.
Uh, but see what's going on, man.
Yeah, not really
My
getting some
baby.
slow ticks here. Like I said, not much movement. Just kind of floating in this
Yeah,
accumulation zone here.
that's the thing. Hmm?
Getting out a little story post real quick. And
Fine. Yeah, no, I was kind of skeptical about how price may move this morning, just because banking holiday tomorrow. There is some news later on today. There's news at 7, but there's I think 7, right? Am I tripping? 6:30 maybe?
today
Yeah,
we
maybe.
got 6:30 and 7.
And which folders were those again?
We're looking at Jolt's jobs at 7.
Yes.
6:30 is Powell speaking.
Yeah, so that 6:30 is kind of what I kind of have my eyes on. Like really moving price, like starting its movement, which
Mhm,
is also another reason why I was really just trying to understand. where these key targets for price to travel, as we know of liquidity, imbalance, and decision-making
Mhm.
zones, really those three areas that price wants to really hunt.
Mhm.
So honestly, I've been, and you've had the same area marked up on your chart as well, that area of imbalance on gold. Um,
Mhm.
that's something that I don't know why. Maybe I have a weird obsession with that area of imbalance right now, but I've been wanting price to fill that area. And so just this whole time that price has been kind of just moving along, I've actually been okay with it not filling this area yet because of how I want to see this news folder, cause price to move.
Mhm.
Um, but I was just kind of looking up yesterday, what we want to look for from that speech, because I'm actually going to pull that speech up at 6:30 and watch it. I don't know if you want to, but I definitely will on my end.
Yeah.
Um, just because I was just analyzing what goes on in those speeches. Like I was reading the one from June 12th that Fed Powell gave. I kind of did some research on like what matters within these speeches because the more history that I've kind of dove into,
Mhm.
like the market players and whatnot, and how Forex is involved, and how people are involved in Forex and whatnot. Um, those speeches we've kind of approached it this way already, but those speeches have great significance, like the little hints and stuff that Fed Powell and all the other members talk about when they talk about the economy, and like the
Mhm.
actual language and verbiage they use is actually like almost like an indicator
Mhm.
because they are trying to influence price either the good way or influence price either the opposite way. But we'll just kind of looking up some things that we want to be on the lookout for that. So I'm kind of excited to just um watch that speech, even. And then I'm a blabber in here, but there's one more thing. So even like there were certain like key phrases that they will say each and every time. Like there's a very um, a specific phrase called data dependent. They like we're looking for stuff like that, patient, substantial further progress, or making further progress, or looking for further progress, like little stuff like that to indicate, okay, they're not concerned about the data going on right now. They're more looking long term. And then we can use that to determine, okay, that means this current data that just came out, it may influence price now, but as far as the overall trajectory of an influence price, like how does that piece together? So really just piecing all of this shit together, man. News, speeches, price movement, liquidity, like just starting to all piece it together, piece it all together. Actually, Jerry, if you look in your, I've had it shared with you, my notes.
Mhm.
Um, it's actually in there. Like I've added news into there, which just kind of dives into, I've got to ISM so far, ISM, job openings, the difference between, final ISM versus final PMI versus ISM PMI. Like just a few, I'm gonna keep adding more to there, but then you have the FOMC and then on the very last one in there. And there's just about 11 bullet points um, of what makes these speeches so important and how they actually influence price and how we can observe those speeches. So I thought that was
Yeah,
just
and I pulled a chat GBT and I just threw in here we are using AI because AI is not taking our gonna take our jobs. People who use AI are going to take our jobs. But I just threw the prompt in. What should I be on the lookout for when Fed Chair Powell speaks today? And it spit out seven different things. So it says these are several key things to pay attention to. One, monetary policy signals. Powell's speeches often provide clues about the Fed's stance on interest rates and economic outlook. Listen for any indications of potential changes in interest rates or the pace of asset purchases. Second one's inflation outlook. It's essentially the same thing. I'm not going to read through all these, but 3, economic growth forecasts. 4, market stability. Any comments on financial market stability, volatility, or concerns about specific asset classes. And then global economic conditions, forward guidance, and then pay attention to the question and answer sessions. Overall, Powell's
Yes.
speeches are significant events for financial markets and can have notable impact on asset prices, depending on the tone and content of his remarks. That's kind of the most interesting part there, depending on the tone and content. It's interesting. Yeah, I'm keen to watch that. I'll throw it on to my right. I won't put it up on the live stream, but we'll be able to kind of talk about it. I'll put it in the headphones. Which reminds me, I forgot my ambient music.
It did seem a little quiet.
Need
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, I tried to put with ambient music in the title, but it's too long.
Mm.
It ended up being too long with the title.
Person doing literally exactly what I wanted to. GUs are looking good.
Work management tool? No, that's
All right, how's that sound coming through?
Sounds good. Maybe a little loud. No,
A little
sound
loud?
good.
But,
Yeah, it sounds good, like good loud. I mean, that's better. Get my OBS going.
bro, the Opus clip, it keeps failing my project. I need to
But for
figure,
real?
yeah. I don't know if I need to just like cut it down before I put it in there. I think that's kind of my next step because I've tried it 3 times. So it's gonna be my next step today.
Super weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say, are you still doing the free version?
Yeah, I might just pay for that mofo.
If it's
I didn't look at what the
time limit is or the price.
no, just the price.
I think it was 19.99 a month. Yeah, if that file is like a minute and 30,
The starter's 9.
if the file size is over a minute and 30 seconds, then or an hour and 30 seconds, then it won't go through on the free side.
So you can. There's a free trial. I might just start the free trial of the pro. I can see if that works. Actually, I might start with the starter. I don't know. Maybe that might be the next move.
No, I like that you brought up that we use AI because I saw you see that thing I posted on my story, that Amazon stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That was so crazy.
Yeah, and I was thinking about that when I saw your story.
Yeah, and to your point, when I was finding that data last night, I was using Perplexity, which is
Mhm.
just like another AI.
Mhm.
But it's like, why am I gonna bother using a less intelligent form of the internet in Google? And I mean, that's kind of how I'm looking at this AI stuff. It's like it's just freaking Google on steroids. You're just able to really utilize specific searches and prompts rather than having to filter through information. And now I still definitely do my due diligence after I
Yes.
get whatever the AI bot displays to me. But for the most part, it's pretty trustworthy source
Mhm.
if utilized accurately. I try to get a little intricate with my questions and try to see what I kind of, it's a little game I play. Like I want to make the AI bot tell me that this is something that they can't answer. Like based on this information, and we were only able to come up with this, or they haven't come up with it yet. They always like, yeah, bro, answer. Okay.
I think AI should be, especially like in the ChatGPT form where we're inputting prompts and questions. Um, I I really see it as just an initial gaze, an initial insight into whatever the question is or whatever I'm wondering, and then
Yeah.
from there, it will guide me into finding other resources, credible resources to, really make that concept robust, that answer robust.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you're much better off putting in, some question you have in AI because you'll get a very clear, articulate answer. Where if you just type in a question in Google, you kind of have to sort through all these different sites, resources, and at that point, you're not sure which ones are credible. Um, where with the AI, you kind of just you're getting a culmination of all those
Yeah.
resources and kind of getting the maybe the best. The best isn't the right word, but the most comprehensive response to your questions.
Yeah. And even I don't know if it does it on ChatGPT. It might, but on the Perplexity, it gives like it will give like five. I've seen anywhere from like 3 to 6 links, like direct links that'll take you to kind of where that information came from, because it's searching the internet, finding information. Like, but where you can find that information that you just searched, like it'll give you a link that'll take you directly to that, and then of course you can verify if that link's credible. Using the different things we were taught throughout our lifetime. Anytime I see anything that's not a .com, I'm already more convinced that the credibility of um, that website in terms of that data that it's providing me. But then it'll provide like whatever applies to that. Like it just won't give a prompt. Like it'll apply some links. It'll
Mhm.
apply like any YouTube videos that you could possibly learn from that topic, or some images that are related towards that topic. Um, but yeah, that AI stuff is definitely uh, what's what I'm looking for. Just productivity wise is
Yeah,
where I really like it.
efficiency. It
Yes,
increases efficiency, productivity.
absolutely.
Who doesn't want that, right?
And that's kind of what I was when I posted that on my story yesterday. Somebody has said that the robots, can't replace, like the human interaction
Mhm.
and whatnot. And I feel that like 100%, like because you can't replace that.
Mhm.
But I think in certain aspects, um, the certain tasks, and I feel like the Amazon warehouse, and I've never worked in one. Maybe Jerry, you can attest to this. Um, but it is a really formatted, structured, sequential system. Like
Mhm.
there's a system in just kind of we have a system in place for entering and exiting, right? There's a system in place in something like that. So, I feel like it doesn't have to be harmful. Like AI doesn't have to be looked at as harmful or bad or anything like that. Now, of course, everything has its good and bads, and some people will use it at a disadvantage. But I think for the most part, bro, I'm really gonna maximize just what AI provides. Lost my train of thought, but
Definitely.
it's on a train somewhere else right now. Getting some good movement from GU, GBP, USD. I really want to enter, but I'm not going to.
Dollar's getting some decent bullish movement here. XAU
Dollar?
USD isn't correlating. Yeah, the dollar's moving. XAU USD isn't correlating, which will cause me to just take a peek at some of these other pairs, see how they're moving in respect to the dollar.
Dollar is moving clean, bro. Let me pull up my trade log there.
NZD looks like it's getting some nice movements. Ooh, GU.
GU looks clean. I think I'm about to take a trade right now. GU looks really clean. Maybe wait for some retracement.
Definitely, yeah. I'm gonna do a little top down analysis on GU real quick, just because that boy's moving clean.
Yeah, I literally took a buy earlier on this week, probably around the same spot that it's in, roughly. I have a 2-hour decision making zone at about 127. A 5-minute MACD is really high in terms of relativity, though. Yeah, I'm gonna be patient on it. I added about 4 pairs to my list of pairs that I'm gonna start trading. GBP USD, NZD USD, and AUD USD. Really safe pairs. I like the way those pairs move, just from what I've seen. Like AUD and NZD move a lot similar to one another. That's one of those pairs. I may utilize the side by side for that, just so I can view them both at the same time.
Yeah.
What you doing, man?
I'm gonna be looking at NZD and GU here, along with, of course, XAU USD. Both are looking clean. Both a little capped out as far as relativity goes, but I'm gonna pay attention to see how they develop through the morning.
Yeah, and about 30 minutes left. 35 minutes left until Fed Chair Powell has this speech.
Yeah, how would one access that speech? How does one watch that speech? YouTube?
I know YouTube you can do it. I have it pulled up right here. Where is it at? So if you go to federalreserve.gov, there's going to be a live video broadcast directly on the homepage of federalreserve.gov. I honestly just like to search in Google, FedPal, plus whatever date it is, so July 2nd, and then just live stream link, and then it's normally that first link on Google, or it does have it on their YouTube on there. Let me see their YouTube channel at Federal Reserve. They'll have it on there as well.
Hold on, I'm gonna run to the restroom real quick.
But what's up, brother? What's up, man? What? You want to say hi? You want to say hi? Huh? You want to show yourself? You Rocket. Rocket said he wants to show himself.
What up, puppy?
He wants to say hi. What about it? Okay, that's enough. Man, off season has gotten kicked off with a freaking bang, huh?
What do you mean?
The off season, NBA off season's crazy right now. Crazy.
Klay Thompson to the Mavericks. Paul George to the Sixers.
DeJounte to the Pelicans, like there's some decent moves going on so far.
Donovan Mitchell just signed an extension with the Cavs.
Really?
People thought he was going to get traded. He signed an extension.
Really? He's gonna get traded. If they keep Darius Garland, he's gonna get traded. Because Rich Paul already said that Darius Garland, they're trying to move him if Cleveland chooses to keep Spider Mitch. Yeah, no clear direction right now from the market, in my opinion. I got pairs moving all which and way right now, which makes sense when I start to think about what's ahead on the agenda. News in 30, news in an hour as well. So it's like, anytime I refer to the market, or any of us refer to the market, we're speaking in a very we're just speaking about the market in a very unbiased way, in terms of the market is just information. There are people that cause this generation or this information to even be available, in terms of why price fluctuates and whatnot. But it's important to think about the market in a way that it is not trying to manipulate you. Like the market, the information that we have is not trying to manipulate you. The ones behind the market movement, now that is who's trying to manipulate you. And so it's just important to know that the market does not dislike you. The people behind the market dislike you.
Well, it's looking good here on a setup, potentially. They just got a red dot. We can get a push back up shortly. get an answer for me.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna be really patient until that 6:30 news. But ideally, buys. I try not to have a bias or any type of tunnel vision, but who doesn't have a direction they like to see price travel? If you're a trader and you don't have a particular direction you want to see price travel, you're probably lying at that fact that you don't have a direction that you would like to see price travel. Because buys right now are me and buys are kind of in cahoots at this moment. So I want to see some buys go down. I got 180 pips worth of inbounds that I've just been itching to get filled. A lot of buyers volume right now in on gold. Just looking on this 5 minute. And why I'm saying that is on that MACD, just look at how many repetitive, not repetitive, consecutive like buyers volume candles we have. It's only a matter of time for us to get like any second now. I feel like the next one or the one that we're on now could just turn to one of those weak buyers volume candles, which is on my screen. It's going to be a gray volume bar versus the white volume bar. But and there it goes right there, which makes sense just as we lead up to this news. I feel like very rare do I see a movement happen before news and news continue that movement. I could be wrong about that, but I feel like just as I'm just thinking to my memory here, probably 10% of the time have I seen an actual move prior to news continue when news comes out. It's normally like, take you this way to send you a different way when it comes to, movement before news, and then news comes out, kind of that manipulation towards distribution type of deal. So, like that's what it did all night too. Just manipulate us to that bearish side, get us thinking we're going bearish. Let's see what the dollar's doing. Yeah, I know we talked about it last week. I've really liked marking my dollar up. I've really enjoyed that. Marking the dollar chart has really helped just how I'm analyzing my pairs.
Mhm.
Like, especially once we get to that top down, that weekly and the daily. I've utilized the weekly chart a little bit more this week as well on all of my pairs.
Mhm.
Just because it just makes sense to understand where the strongest areas are of decision making zones, and the higher the time frame, stronger those areas. We can find weekly trends, and once we understand the weekly trend, we can see how that relates to the daily trend, and so on and so forth. And it doesn't take like very long to do this stuff either. I used to think it was a headache to sit here and try to figure all this stuff out, but once you get a good system for how you go about your analysis, it's pretty smooth. You can start to use it on whatever currency you're viewing. I like to use it. I started using it out at the dollar to try to just kind of get practice, but then the more I started seeing it correlate, I'm just like, man, I can really utilize this the same way I use on like a gold chart.
Mhm. Really. Really. Yeah, no, this news will be will be really good. Be really good. as far as creating movement, especially after the speech. The speeches have become, some of my favorite news, folders, news days, just because it's, it's not the like the bam right away immediate,
Yeah.
hit. It's the whole day, or at least the morning session, where
Yeah.
we get some
No,
good.
for sure. For sure. I hear you on that. So my last all week. Like kind of give us the outlook for the week.
Mhm.
Need inspiration? Shop
Yeah, I
Fridays
know
for
the
over
last
11,000
speech
mouth-watering choices.
that was
Savings on
given,
low prices,
it
like
sent
digital
the
coupons worth
dollar
over
bullish.
$600 each week.
All right, click. The last speech that was had sent the dollar bullish, and it was one of those things that sent the dollar bullish for like the whole week, like you said.
Mhm.
So definitely analyzing this news. Older speech. Or you know what I keep thinking about? I don't not keep thinking about, but it is really easy. And damn, I gotta get my vocab book. Maybe get on Perplexity and ask some synonyms for some of these words, because easy is a word that I don't like using all the time, but it just explains it. I feel like very easily. There it goes again. I knew I was gonna do it. But when it comes to like live accounts, I used to think it was really hard to get money for those. Like, I don't have money to fund my live account and whatnot. But the more that I've actually thought about that, and the purchase, sometimes the purchases I used to make, it's like, bro, I can, if I'm doing this, I can save this purchase 5 different times. I have $100 saved up. Or even to your experience, you freaking saved change over the course of time, and like you said, almost freaking $500. But I actually wanted you to talk to me a little bit about the that specific process you have with the change, because $500, bro, that's a significant amount of money to start with trading.
Yeah, for sure. And we try and hammer home, the fact that, with proper risk, given you have the tools and the resources, you can grow any amount of money no matter what. You can start a live account and trade $100, $200, 3,000, 10,000. So I think it's especially for people, just getting going. We shouldn't feel super obligated to throw, a couple thousand in a live account. I wouldn't recommend it, even but just get my thoughts together here. But yeah, no, as far as the change goes, my process with the change, just really speaks to the value of compounding and the value of just putting a little bit away each day. So kind of build context. I worked at a restaurant here for almost 3 years, Started working at Yard House in beginning of August 2021. August 2021 started there. And so when I was a barback, at the end of every close, the barbacks would get all the change other than the quarters. The bartenders take the quarters. And when I got the promotion of bartender, I've been bartending now for the last year and a half. I just get quarters every time I close. So each night, I probably get anywhere between $4 to $7 in quarters. I close, let's just call it 2 times a week. So that's probably $15 a week just in quarters that I'll collect. I just throw that puppy in a jar. And over the course of 3 years, you collect enough change. It was an effort to roll all the change. That was the annoying part, but I walk in a chase with almost $500 in change. So with that $500, it's really just extra cash that I didn't have to work for. I didn't really have to do anything for. I kind of played the same way with my work account. My work, like my work card and work account. So we get tipped out from our servers every single night. So each time I close or each time I work, I probably get $80 uploaded to my card. And you can structure it to where, you can make it any amount, but I have $25 of every deposit that goes into my work account. I have that go into just like a little savings account in my work account. So each time I close, I know $25 is being put away. And so after 4 weeks, let's say I work at an average, let's just call it 3 shifts, $25. So 7. Jesus Christ, I lost my math there. So at 3 shifts, that's $75 a week times 4, 150. So that's $300 a month that just kind of gets put away. That I don't touch until the end of the month. So that's kind of a nice little thing I like to do. I like having money pooled in multiple different places. So I like having the cash. I like building up the coins. That's a slower process, but I like the money getting sent over to the checking to my work savings. Of course, I have what's left from my server tip out on my card in my work checking account. And then I get my paychecks through my Chase account. So that's kind of like having my funds distributed in a way. It makes sustainability, is perceived as easier by me just as I go about my days. But yeah, going back to just the live accounts and how we approach the live accounts, here, I'm sending in my supplemental fees. I'm sent in all my dental school applications yesterday, so I paid that. I got to pay, probably $70 to each school to get everything finalized and processed. But once I get through that, I'm gonna throw $300 in a live account, start there, and whenever I have I might take $100 from my work savings account, throw it in my trading account, or whenever I have just some extra money come my way. I'll throw it in the account because I'm confident, just highly confident in my ability to grow it. If I wasn't as confident, it's maybe a different story. And that's why we say at the beginning, really forever, never put in what you're willing to lose, what you're willing to risk. But yeah, it definitely doesn't have to be an extreme number. It doesn't have to be, you don't have to extend your means to trade live. And we can't highlight the importance of just trading live and feeling that and um because there's nothing like trading live, nothing like trading your own money.
No, fire, bro. Yeah, and I think the takeaway I want everybody to get from that as well is, Q didn't rarely puts in his like feels like he's putting in money to trading. And maybe I don't know exactly know how he feels, but just from my perspective, it's like, it's automatically coming out of his his work account, his checking account. His check. It's automatic coming out of there, so he doesn't even have to deal with the emotional aspect of, oh, I have to fund this, right? It's already funded. Boom, it's already funded. It's already gone, right? $25, like $25, and even if we said $25 a week, that gives us, what, 4 weeks, earn $100, give us about 5 months roughly, to get about $500 saved up. And during that time, could just be soaking in trading game. It could just be soaking in just everything regarding trading, so you're prepared to handle that $500. Because speaking like personally for myself, there's definitely $5, $10, $20 a day that I could probably find to save it and to not spend it on something that, it could be freaking a water from the gas station that I probably didn't need at the time. That was probably like $4 and some change. Boom, there you go. Starbucks coffee that all of us probably rely on, as I do, except not Starbucks because I have a Keurig at home. $6 right there. Boom, and that's a daily necessity. You're talking about $30 a week if you're doing it every day at work. But just really kind of just want to start blending how available, not available, that's what we're looking for, just yeah, I guess available that some of our funding. I mean, I don't know everybody's situation. Some people may not have anything to put away at all. But even me, bro, I've been there where I don't have anything to put away at all. And I can still even think of during those times of being able to put a few dollars away. It doesn't have to be anything significant.
Mm-hmm.
You were saving 12 quarters a day or something like that, whatever you said.
Yeah, roughly.
It's like, yeah, man. So fund that account, $50, $100, $25. It doesn't matter. Start somewhere. The more that I've played around on this live account, not played around. Let me not use that terminology, but the more I've utilized my live account, one thing that has really, really, really helped me with is my risk management and my patience.
Mm-hmm.
My risk management and my patience, because I don't see significant dollar amount gains. Like, I don't get that gratification of seeing those large numbers when my profit closes out.
Mm-hmm.
And I used to let that play with me. And it's like, damn, bro, like I wish I had $50,000 to trade with. Like, that would be amazing, wouldn't it? Like, of course it would. But I used to let that affect just how I looked at a live account. And bro, no, live accounts are where it's at. Now, prop firms, I do enjoy prop firms. The credible ones, which I have yet to honestly find. The very last one I said I'll try is Top Tier Trader, and after I try Top Tier, if I don't get a good experience from them, or then I'll definitely put a pin in the prop accounts. But not even needing to utilize a prop account that's ultimately set up. I'm not gonna say set up for us to lose, but there's guidelines around them and there's restrictions, and they make it really hard for a reason. Um, and so it's kind of like you're picking and choosing here. Do you want more funding and it maybe slightly harder to utilize that funding, or do you just want to be able to kind of have the freedom that you want to have within the market, but now you kind of have to be a little more strict and strategic in your process, and a little more okay with the amounts that you're trading with. So that's something that I actually had to get a hold on, with understanding, bro. Just because I feel like I say it a lot that it's not about the money, and kind of detaching myself from the money, and so I had to take my own advice in that instant. And ever since then, I've been loving it. I love this live account. I love when I see freaking $3 profit, because I know what that is from. Like, it's not just the patience that went with that, because with small accounts, we have to let that thing move if we want to see some decent profit, like some decent increase on our account. And that's how I specifically like to trade. I don't like to be in my positions for too small of window. Too small of windows is me not being patient.
Yeah.
And I would have those small windows when I was trading with big numbers, because once I saw I was in those big profits, I'm like, damn, let's find the area where I can take my profit, instead of just like really, really working on my skills. And kind of that's where I've gotten with this live account. I started in there. I started with like $180, but then I put a little bit more money in there, so now it's up to right at that $300 mark. So shout out live accounts.
Shout out live
I got it. I'll be right back. Use the restroom. Wait. Another thing I wanted to say, Jerry's gone, but bro, we're all wearing red.
All wearing red. That's
We
funny.
all got red. I was like, bro, we all just woke up with the same red hoodie on.
It's hilarious.
I'll be right back.
But yeah, just to keep the dialogue going on, just the live accounts. I'm in an NZD USD position here. Yeah. Playing this through my 5-minute area of inefficient price. Relativity is kind of getting up there on my MACD. But feeling confident I'll be able to squeeze out some profit here, because it's not a guessing game. Squeezing out profit to me kind of seems like it's a guessing game, like you're hoping. But I feel like I have good analysis here. I like the momentum build up. And you're looking at my 1 minute, just got fresh green dot. I feel like we have good momentum to get up into this 5-minute area of inefficient price. That's my play here. But yeah, no, as far as live accounts go, Marcus brought up prop accounts and getting access to funds that way. But man, just the more I think about the longevity of this, like those prop firms, they I haven't seen one last a test of time. So that's kind of that when it comes to the prop accounts. But with live accounts, it teaches us how to trade for sustainability, in my opinion. We're, at least how I approach this, I'll get to a point where I'll be able to put larger amount of funds in my trading account, and I just want to see the build up of my own capital, and build the skills. Most importantly, build the skills in doing that. So maybe I'll get to a point where I can put a whole tax return in my trading account. I can put an entire bonus in my trading account. Um, shoot, birthday money, graduation money, throw it in the trading account. That's kind of how I view it now. Here I'm just trying to uh, just depict various situations where we get just excess of funds, not necessarily out of nowhere, but just additional funds that we can throw in a live account. But again, just building the skill for trading for longevity, building the skill to trade our own capital. That's the skill that will last the test of time. Of course, the funded accounts, they're great in the sense that you get access to an abundance of capital, and you pass the challenges, and then you can get paid out on a 90-10 split, 80-20 split, whatever it is, whatever your prop firm offers. But yeah, maybe call it personal opinion. But I really lean heavily towards these live accounts and learning to trade the live accounts.
No, that that word that you said, very, very key word, I think, when it comes to trading journey, is sustainability. And a live account definitely goes hand in hand with that, seeing that sustainability, because it teaches you really how to control your money. It really teaches you how to control your money, and kind of like you said, the change, the importance of compounding, right? It just shows you the true importance of compounding. What are you barking for? Yeah, like my trading goal right now, I got it taped up on my wall right here. Anywhere from 2.5 to 5% a day is my goal each time I get on a chart. Not limiting myself to that 5% though, because I don't want to ever feel like I'm being hesitant on the opportunities of the market. I don't ever want to be in a hesitant state of mind. So, but that's like my goal. That's kind of building. When I think about my long plan, I have it built around that 2.5 to 5%. Kind of where I want to see my account in the next 150 trading days, which is the end of the year. And so, I mean, but 2.5%, on a $300 account is $7, right? Which is not that significant, but seeing that every single day, and even seeing, $3, okay, I got $3. That means I got about a percent today, right? And just seeing those little increases over time, and each day, and connecting that with the execution, and knowing that the execution was clean. Like I had a clean execution process. I trusted my entry. I trusted my exit.
Yeah.
And just building those.
I'm taking full close on my NZD position.
Nice.
This news hits.
Nice. Right after that's the fair value gap news in 20 seconds. I'm gonna go ahead and pull up the speech on my end because I actually really want to watch this. Right? Not up yet or what? Must not be live yet. There we go. Yeah, it hasn't kicked off yet.
I'm trying to pull it up now.
The only news we have today is 7:30.
I'm doing a little soft research just on Fed Jerome Powell's talk today. A website called Barron's.com. Barron's.com. I'm not sure the credibility here, but I'm just looking for soft information here.
Yeah, so I gotta pull it up now. But this is right now. I think they're not talking about USD right now. I want to say this is the European Central Bank right now. Oh no, it's everybody actually.
Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell said to speak this morning alongside other global central bank heads at a monetary conference in Sinatra, Portugal, days after promising inflation report. Meanwhile, sellers of everyday customer goods are experiencing a growing divide in their customer base between the more and less affluent. and failed banks, Silvergate Capital, which was wound down last year after a panic spread across the crypto market and led to a run on its deposits, that it has agreed to pay $63 million to settle regulatory probes. Not sure how that applies to us. Monetary world. It's the more I learn just about, is the realities of gov and econ and just how everything's intertwined, everything's one, everything works together. There's just so much information, but with with the right outlook, with the right tools, off of TradingView and on TradingView, in TradingView, you're speaking about just our strategy, how we approach trading. There's an abundance of information. I've always felt like approaching this market, it's really just a matter of gaining knowledge, gaining information, and I think we've proved that to be true just in our development. So I think as traders, we have to kind of view ourselves and lean into being researchers, being high-level researchers, being people curious about global economics, global policy, politics, not in a way where we're forming opinions, changing our worldview, and having drastic changes in our outlook in life. No, we're just gathering information to help us be better traders, help us have more W's, have bigger W's, really simply put. There's no better quality to have than being a lifelong learner, and being committed to learning and absorbing information. It's not the most fun, I'd say, but it's necessary. Here we are. NZD's starting to take out that area of inefficient price. Now I'm okay with taking the close there. I was debating it, knowing that the speech wasn't going to cause a direct have a direct impact right at 6:30. But I'll move on to the next. I look for another position here on one of my pairs. I won't ponder on it after this point. But it's nice. It's gratifying to see my markups and my analysis, my thoughts play through. That's kind of the important part for me, my takeaway. It's interesting. These pairs haven't had much correlation to the DXY, the dollar. So I'm just kind of waiting to see how some of this plays out over the next hour as Powell gets through his speech. As that 7 o'clock news hits, or really look down to get in there after that. GU's moving nice right now.
Man, so Fed Chair Powell just kind of they're all sitting together right now, and they're kind of the individual. I'm not sure her name, Sarah Eisen, CNBC. Sarah Eisen is kind of orchestrating the questions to get them to start talking. But Fed Chair Powell, basically, from what I just got from him, just talked about how happy and satisfied, but not completely what they are with the growth of inflation. And they're really confident into moving towards that 2% goal that they want to get to. Just the little terminologies of strong economy, strong labor market, um, is what I heard from him a lot here. So just kind of my interpretation of what he just talked about was the US dollar is should be still moving bullish. Um, they feel really good about the US dollar and it continuing to move bullish because the lower and the better inflation is, the better the price of the dollar, of course. Um, but yeah, that was actually some really good info there from Fed Chair Powell as we approach this 7 o'clock folder. This 7 o'clock folder is the JOLTS job opening. So something he literally just said multiple times of how strong the labor market is and how good the labor market is. Um, Mentioned that there was some slight hiccups in the labor market, maybe earlier on this year, but mentioned multiple times that wording of a very strong labor market. So with Joel's job openings coming out being directly connected to the labor market, um, I would anticipate bullish USD news here in about 19 minutes, which would send our other currencies, gold, NZD, GBP, AUD, those currencies to the bearish side. Um, so yeah, just wanted to talk about that real quick because it's
And I think we might fall into just some beautiful bearish movement on these pairs. Just because all of them have been just super bullish this morning.
yeah,
Super bullish. So we could get just a really nice trickle down from a handful of pairs backed by the news.
When you find a deal on
So
your
that's a good
favorite
place to be
thing
in.
in the McDonald's app and order it, does that technically count
yeah. So
as
I got an
online
8 hour
shopping?
decision making
Save
zone
money
that gold
with
is
the app.
climbing to right now.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
At participating
Um,
McDonald's, prices may vary.
and so as it gets closer and closer there, I want to just see how that lines up with the news because this is one of those instances where, of course, it's all speculation. But I have an idea of where price could travel. Being I have an 8 hour decision making zone, I have an idea of when price could turn around. Um, and if it's combined with the news, and I can just have a really safe stop to where I can execute on the opportunity that news presents to me, without putting my account at risk and stuff like that. So um, I'll look to see how I can utilize that here, you know, as we get closer and closer to news.
I had taken a buy on gold a few minutes ago. Just collected my 25 pips.
Nice.
Yeah, gold buys will be clean. It's on about
On that last
100
green
pip
dot is my
run.
entry. About 2 minutes after when I got some good volume, I entered.
I'll tell you what, if I was not trading, or if I even was trading the US dollar and I was also trading like Euro and who else is here? There's somebody else here. Portugal, so that'd be like the Aussie dollar. They use the Aussie dollar over there in Portugal, right?
In Portugal,
Yeah, am I tripping or no?
no, I believe they use the euro.
The euro. So yeah, like seeing if I was trading those, that would be a lot of info to keep up with. If you're also trading the dollar, because you
Yeah.
got to keep up with that bank, you got to keep up with the Fed, Federal Reserve.
Fif- 15 minutes till to just jolts jobs openings folder drops on us. There you go, like that. Beautiful. Boom. My area of inefficient price was completely filled on NZDUSD. Good to see that area get filled up.
My dollar chart just got to a strong decision making zone. I want to see how it reacts to this level. There's a decision making zone right at about 105.750. Oh wait, hold on, he's talking again.
Week. So
So the question she just asked is how, damn, I gotta rewind it. How stickiness of the services of inflation and how tight is that to the wages? So I want to see what he says right here.
Man, there's a lot of news tomorrow. Are you seeing what news looks like tomorrow?
Hold up.
looking at still in this POW, looking at this POW stuff.
So they filled with red folders tomorrow. 5:15, 5:30, 6:45, 7. Also, I just noticed we're all wearing red hoodies.
Marcus said something about that earlier. It's funny. About 10 minutes till news hit. Gold trying to break through this 1 hour decision making zone I have.
Where do you got that at? 23.34.
Huh?
I was saying, what price do you have that at? 23.34.2.
Yeah.
I have a 4-hour, same exact price. Same thing.
This is literally. I just got to my decision-making zone on gold. I want to see how it wants to react from this level now. News in 10, 9.
I think we filled this area of inefficient price, bro. Actually,
That would
if
be.
news is bad, if news is bullish, we'll see, man.
Yeah, I don't want it to fill it without me, though. I want this news to come out. Don't fill it without me. MACD does need some retracement to happen on that 1 minute.
So,
Yeah, based on the things, Fed Powell saying, I definitely see bullish news coming in. Just strictly talking about this folder, just kind of aside from the trajectory of the US dollar, but just this specific folder tied to the labor market, just mentioned a number of different times of the improvement and growth in the labor market. And JOLTS specifically, let me pull up my notes here. Why did I like JOLTS specifically?
I'm running the restroom. Be right back, fellas.
Seven minutes till news.
I don't think we talked about this. Did you watch the presidential debate last week?
1 second.
Mhm.
I did not watch the presidential debate. I tried to save my brain cells from frying and diminishing by the second by watching that.
Yeah, I think dementia is contagious.
Because no, one of my colleagues actually showed me a clip, and then I seen that they were talking about who could hit a golf ball farther, and I was like, all right, this is ridiculous.
It was it was really tough to watch. It was really tough to watch.
Yeah.
You know, you, we can anyone watching that can objectively say that it's it was tough to watch. I really didn't get much on our side of things. It's really quickly turned into, well, he's this, well, he's that, well, he did this, he did that. So I really didn't get too much takeaway other than purely being, just entertained by, these guys going back and forth. Yeah, man. It's a very interesting time in our country. That's for sure.
Certainly that.
That's for sure. Brother Biden says, I guess I shouldn't refer to him like that, but President Biden claimed he had a 4 handicap. The look on Mr. Trump's face was so funny. I was really just watching Mr. Trump's facial reactions, facial expressions all the time. Yeah, purely entertaining, pure entertainment.
No, he did not. It was an 8.
I'll gladly have a driving competition with you. We're really talking about golf right now. With all this stuff going on, and I know, but we're talking about who has a lower handicap in golf. Absolutely crazy.
Oh my goodness. Funny.
News here in just over a minute, just over 60 seconds, looking about 70 seconds until news hit.
Yeah, and actually, I'm gonna sell right now. So I got a small stop, 14 pitch stop right now. So I mean, 14 pips. What would that do to my account? $1.40. So not tripping there. But on the other side of that, the reward on this entry will probably be somewhere around 120 pips or so if price continues bearish. So risk to reward, you're looking at around 8 to 1.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the type of entry I like to take on news,
Mm-hmm.
especially prior to news. But still want price to go fill that area of imbalance. So I'm waiting to hit this buy button if price wants to do that. Of course, and there it goes. And there it goes. Let's see. Please tell me we got bullish news. We got bullish for news. I'm holding this until the end of the year. Oh my gosh. Tell me we got bullish news. Where's my news folder at? Tell me we got bullish news. Bullish news for the dollar. Oh wait, just kidding. Oh yeah, bullish news for the dollar. Bullish news. I'm trying to read this new MyXF book, but bullish news for the dollar is what we got. I'm in an entry still, around 30 pips profit so far, but still in my sell position that I took prior to news there. Let's check the dollar and see what that's doing. Man, dollar really respected that 8-hour decision-making zone. Kind of confirmed what we were talking about the other day, Q, and just being able to mark up our DXY and like being really being able to use that and trust that. Because I'm seeing that that serve true. Seeing that serve true. Let's see what Price wants to do.
And it's so fitting just with how the markets moved this morning. There's relativity, volume, kind of maxed out on the bullish side. There's bound to be retracement anyway. So with the backing of news on our side, feel good about this position. I should specify in a sell position here, in a short position on XAU USD.
Yeah, I like this position a lot. I'm gonna do a take profit at 23.22 is where I'll set my take profit. I don't have my stop loss physically set. It's more visually set. The only reason why I don't have it physically set is being news. I want to refrain. Like, I trust my position and my analysis, and also will take the exit if it proves me wrong. But I want to stay out of news possibly spiking my stop loss, because that will piss me off. Especially because that's just what happens during news, just up and down, up and down. And that doesn't mean I'm not going to exit if it doesn't go my way. I just don't want to be forced out of the market when it's a situation that it's just trying to manipulate that area. I thought about taking a position last night on my USD ZAR, but I marked it up just to see how it looked, and that would actually be in profit right now. I would have taken it at 12.25 last night. Stop loss would have been somewhere around 103 pips. Risk to reward would have been a 1.5 to. Well, I guess, you know what? I've always thought about why it's risk to reward, and I've always said reward first. Interesting. So my risk to reward would have been 1 to 1.5. So I would have gained half more than I risked on this one. I'm gonna start saying reward to risk. I'm gonna start saying that, actually. I like that better. But no, what I was going to say about this, one thing I noticed about USD ZAR specifically is on this entire bearish run from the dollar, right? Ever since, 3 a.m., it's gone bearish. But USD ZAR, a pair that the primary currency of this pair is the dollar, this pair has not gone bearish at all, which is kind of interesting to think about. So maybe a little manipulation tactic there that we're noticing. Still in my gold sell. I like 5-minute action right now. I like MACD. I like our volume on the 5-minute. I like that price just got below that conversion line. I would love for price to hold its position underneath that conversion line. That conversion line is going to basically tell us who controls price over the last, 9 periods. So in this case, over the last 45 minutes, because I'm viewing my 5-minute. So if I get a confirmation saying basically, okay, now sellers are in control of price from this moment, and then we'll see how long they stay in control. That would be perfect. And so I won't listen to any more of that speech, like the live speech, but I definitely will go in and look at the transcript. They send out the PDFs on that same website, Federal Reserve website. It'll be literally right there. There won't be any gimmicks about it. Won't be edited or anything. It'll be the legit document. But all I want to look at it is I want to look at what's being said in there. I want to contrast it to our news folders for the rest of the week, right? Because that's all I care about is I don't really necessarily need to know how the year is going to end.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yes, we do our top-down analysis. I look at my weekly, I look at my daily. I just want to know how is stuff going to affect what's to come in the short term, because that's how we utilize it, right? We scalp. We're day traders. That's a term that I've actually kind of deflected a lot. But the more I realized it, I'm definitely a day trader more than I am a scalp trader, because I scout my entries, 1 minute entries. But like I said, I'm normally in my positions for, over an hour. And so I just want to know day to day how things are going to be influenced.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll take that speech, I'll compare it to, like this folder tomorrow. We have ADB, we have employment change, right? So what did we hear about employment today? Unemployment market, labor market, doing great. So I'll compare it to that folder. Then we have jobless claims, labor market again. I'll compare it to that folder. Then we have S&P Global Services PMI, right? What Fed Powell said about services PMI versus manufacturing PMI. He said services PMI is more sticky to the labor market and hourly wages. So, right, I'll compare what he was talking about when it comes to the labor market once again towards that folder, because those will have correlation together. And I'll just go down this list. Like Jerry said, there's a freaking heavy dose of USD news tomorrow. But I'll just go down that list with that speech. And then after I'm done with that, I'll go to my dollar chart. I'll just go straight to my dollar chart and I'll identify that dollar chart on that top-down analysis and find areas of imbalance, liquidity, decision-making zones, and find these areas that price could travel to. Then it can kind of give me those ideas of where price could travel, either buying or selling for the rest of the week. So that'll be kind of my approach to that. Sales looking good.
I'm taking this position to my next decision-making zone, looking for about 70 pips here.
That's risky.
Yeah, 23.25 4. Entries 23.20, 23.30 2 4. Yeah, looking for 70.
About to get there now. That's so clean, bro. Let's go. So clean.
Fuck,
Look at
fuck.
that.
I wanna fuck. Use my language.
Hey, that's that gold.
Just watching that move through, man. I want to take profit down and slide the stop.
Yeah.
That was the play there, but I missed. God damn. Look good though.
Yeah.
I love this. I love this position. I'm gonna see how we react here. Then I'll look to possibly enter again. We have area of inefficient price, just waiting to be filled, with that 23.19 area, all the way down to 2,300. So we have the potential to have some really nice movement here. Good position.
And I may consider collecting my profit to protect from a retracement on this area, this current area of imbalance we're in right now. We're about 20 pips away from my take profit, but I might just close out my profit here. pretty sure I can't close out a partial because I'm using the lowest lot size available. Let's just give price a second here.
And but you know, this position, it's a perfect this you know, the last 40 minutes, this trade position specifically, it just embodies just everything we've worked on, and just our development as far as understanding the news, understand like on Forex Factory, bro. Like there was a a long time where I just like the numbers to the right, like they were just numbers again. Like they're
Yeah.
just they're numbers, and whatever they were, they were. And I saw news purely as I'm gonna stay out of the market when news hits, and then attack it once the market cools down, quote unquote. But using the dollar and seeing the development, our ability to use the DXY U.S. dollar index, our development and understanding the news and how it impacts price. And yeah, it's this trade position kind of embodied a little bit of all that. Yeah, good
Sure.
position there. Closed out right on 70. Hit the take profit there.
Yeah,
Take it to the bank.
100%, bro. I think it goes to show too. Also, kind of takes the pressure off of technical analysis. Yes, we incorporated some of that with you said in your take profit. You had your decision making zone for that take profit. Before I took my entry, I had a stop loss baby already set at a decision making zone in case price didn't go in my direction. But after that, I mean, something that I think all of us, if just took the time to analyze, like it's just news, like it's just information, like there's no charts, there's none of that. It's really just simply interpreting information. And like the dollar, of course, but just something I feel like anybody, new trader, old trader, experienced trader or not, if they incorporate news, or just just being able to analyze news, kind of like it just like you said earlier, it may not affecting today, or it may not stopping it affecting today, and it may be continuing, through the rest of today or the rest of the week or whatnot. But yeah, just being able to utilize the that market information, that's super important. Still in my position here. With a little retracement here, not too significant. I'll wait for it to get back down to about 23, 24.
There's still a long ways, and so our relativity on the dollar and XAUSD is, back to neutral. Good volume in, our direction here, or good, good volume in our direction. So yeah, no, I still like being in the position here.
I'm gonna watch this dollar, see how this dollar performs. The next decision-making zone I have for this dollar, like it went bearish, moved to a decision-making zone at about 105.750, and then now moving bullish, and my next decision-making zone is 105.960. So want to see it get there.
Yeah, and I think that's the level it gets to in the near future.
all of our other pairs too. I'm looking at GBP USD. That GBP that was super bullish, right? Very clean, same type of look right now as we do have on gold in terms of bearish. You look at NZD, you look at AUD, they literally all look the same.
Mhm.
I have them in a row right now: GBP, NZD, and US and AUD.
Yeah.
Like the structure of those looks so crazy.
Yeah, I'm flipping
Like
through them on the live. I have all those pairs saved on my thing. Yeah, it's
bro,
pretty
I
uncanny.
find that so crazy. Like I'm trying to put that into words of how I view that. Just thinking about what the market is. Like the market is merely just information. And so thinking about the market just being information, and then thinking about there are three different markets, right? Because those are three different currencies. So there are three different markets that are essentially giving the same information. Like that's kind of a crazy concept to wrap my head around. Come on, sellers, step in. Step in. Go hit my TP. Go hit my TP. You know, sometimes you gotta talk to it. It's kind of like when the ball's on the rim. You know, that ball bouncing around the rim. You're like, come on, get in there, ball. Stop playing up there.
Right.
You know,
Talking to the basketball gods in that case. Here we're talking to Pal here.
we're talking about. Yeah, I'm gonna stay in this position until it hits my TP. Utilizing these other currencies, not in terms of them moving the dollar, moving gold, but them just confirming the dollar, confirming the weakness of the dollar, or the strength of the dollar, I should say. So it'll just some patience, you know, is what I'll need to instill here. Um, you know, you can never go broke taking profit. My goal, like I just told you guys, is 2.5% at very minimum per day. You know, if I close out right now, I'll basically hit that. So like you can never go broke taking profit, but at the same time, you know, if I close out this trade at this very current moment, it will be because I'm fearful of losing my profit. That is straight honest, completely honest. That's what it would be because of because I have no reason to. I have no reason to close out this trade. You know, so I just am gonna instill patience on this entry. If price ends up correcting significantly against my trade, you know, I'll look for an exit at that moment. But I don't have any perspective of that happening based on all the information I have right now. And so I'm just gonna trust this entry. I'm just gonna trust this entry. I said if it ends up correcting against my entry, then I have an area where I will close out this trade. And that will be somewhere around right now, because that's where the conversion line is. It'll be somewhere around 23.30 if price decides to correct itself. But if not, you know, it hits 23.22 and closes my take profit. But I want to be patient. I want to be patient, Pete, on this entry. And I'll actually slide this up to 23.24 because I don't like how close 23.22 is to my decision making zone. So 23.24 will get me right at 100 pips.
It'll get there. Dollar's correcting a little bit. But shoot, volume's already, pretty much at its peak. On the bullish side on the dollar. So I think that once that puppy corrects, we'll get a nice push cleanly through that 23-24 marker.
Yeah, there's a 1 minute decision making zone that was created. That once we break that on this, we'll start flying back bearish. But it's just holding price up right now, literally right at that 2024 area. 1 minute, I'm looking at this 1 minute MACD. Fire on gold right now. 1 minute MACD, so good. What I really like about it is on this MACD retracement, when we lose sellers volume, buyers volume comes in, right? But very, very minimal, very minimal before sellers step back in. That's just indicating to me that all that was, that little move that started at 710 was just a correction, because sellers were so heavily in the market. So of course, buyers had to step in briefly, but I can't see buyers, bringing significant volume in right now at this time. About 10 pips away from him, I take profit. After this entry, how I look to approach is I will look for price to get down to my 1 hour decision making zone. I have one sitting right at 23.22. So I want to see price get down to there. I want to see how it reacts from there. And then I'll wait for it to break that level. Once it breaks that level, depending on, there it goes. Don't touch it. Stop. Don't touch it.
It could have gotten any closer. Would that touch it? It'll touch it right now, but I'm curious what that last kind of 2023 24.1.
And like, this is one of those instances where, like, bro, why don't I just close this shit out? It's 30 cents away from my take profit. Like, that's 0.3 pips. Or, like, all right, I will not let this correct against, if it decides to. I won't let it close above. I'll close my profit at least below 32.26. Max profit potential, what I think about. I try to get max profit available on any given entry. You want to give me a hard time at this level, that's fine. I'm going to take it. 23.26. I'll actually move my stop loss. I'll move my stop loss to 23.26. What does this do? This prevents me from adjusting anything. And now I have a take profit. I have a stop loss. And now I don't care what happens because I already won this trade. And I like the way that sounds.
How many pips are you profit right now?
82, hovering around mid 80s.
You got what, 70?
Yeah.
Yeah, just closed out my trade. You said my take profit for 79. 79 pips.
I'm up about 30 pips today.
So
Yeah.
cool 170 for the game today. 3 entries. Or how many entries have you taken, Jerry?
I took 2.
4 entries.
First one I got out a little early because of news. Second one I rode longer.
4 for 4 on the day. Yeah, so now honestly what I'm gonna look for price, or what I would want to see price to do, right, on gold is go fill this imbalance on the most recent bearish move. So it would be to about 23.29 and some change. Gold, go fill that imbalance and then head back bearish.
Simply. Yeah, no, solid morning of analysis. Got to cover a lot. We covered, obviously, executed our strategy, executed live positions. But continuing to use the news and the U.S. dollar to help dictate our decision making, our trading decision making. I think we executed really well this morning. We're nice and patient through kind of some of the turbulence early on this morning, probably the first hour of the call. Stayed patient, waited for the big move to happen. I'm happy about the results from this morning. Yeah, 70 pip W. You won't complain about. You'll take that home. But I think, and Marcus, you're a testament of this. You've helped me grow in this respect a lot. But just seeing the big movements, seeing the substantial movements, utilizing our tools to be patient and anticipate those movements. So I'm trying to reframe, how I might not have reframed how I approach collecting profit, taking profit. I'm really looking for that 50 to 100 on each entry. In my trade plan, I have a couple of other plays where I won't look for quite that much. I took an oppo trade early this morning, and I mentioned on those I'm looking for about 25 to 50. So it's a little bit less on those, but on these main entries that we're making here, looking for about 50 to 100. Yeah, no, it's playing out great.
All right, fellas, I'm gonna hop off here for the morning.
Oh my
Good stuff today, fellas. Talk to you guys later.
Yes, sir. What's up?
Yeah, I'll probably take a peek at it here for another 10 minutes or so and see if price corrects against this bearish move. So I actually do want to just scale into another short position if price breaks that decision-making zone at 23.22. But no, to your point, Q, the 50 to 100, that's exactly my range. Of course, like you said, on some of those other trading styles that we have incorporated in our trading toolbox per se. Yeah, we'll take whatever we can get on those type of trades. But our primary entries, especially on gold, maybe some of the other pairs we have to have a different target for. At least me personally, I kind of have like GU. I probably won't say I'll look for 100 from GU just because I took a trade the other night. That thing was moving for 3 hours. I got $7, but it was only like 20 pips. But it was just, that's how long that movement took, and it wasn't like significant in terms of the distance. or it was a lot of distance separate from like this move that I'm looking at right now, an 80 pip move that doesn't seem like it would be 80 pips on a different pair. But especially with gold, like 50 pips, even 100 pips isn't a lot to ask. And we really love that market milk baby pips, you know, and that information that it provides. You know, we've shown that a number of different times. You can probably see that if you guys go back and view one of our past live calls. But that market milk, that baby pips just speaks directly to us about what we can expect like to get. You know, it's not like we're out here like, yeah, we're gonna get a 500 pip move. It's like, no, we can expect that we're gonna get 50 to 100 pips every single day. Honestly, like, not that we're gonna profit that, but that we're gonna have the opportunity to get that, right? Just because of the opportunities gold present. So no, super fire call this morning. Shout out, pal. Shout out, Fed Chair pal. Always throwing the nuggets. Shout out, pal.
Yeah, I'm just taking a quick peek at some of the news tomorrow. Tomorrow is a trade balance day. I got the trade balance folder at 5:30. Last week we had a fun trade balance day.
I actually want to see. Do we remember what day that was?
I believe it was Thursday. Yeah, it had to have been Thursday.
The next question I would have is, was that the only news that day, or was it combined with some other news? Thursday? What? Okay.
That was a good trade
It
balance.
was a
5:30. Yeah, there's some other unemployment claims, pending homes, month to month.
Speaking of pending homes, Fed Powell in his speech just now, he was saying that anything home related is a mixed bag. Now, whatever that means, I'll have to do a little more diving into. But anything, he literally said that anything homes related is a mixed bag. And when the CNBC reporter asked him about like inflation, he said the Holmes report is a mixed bag. I thought that was interesting. So I'll do my dive on that. But it made me feel like the Holmes folders have not as greater significance as any other folder. But sheesh.
Yep.
Trade balance day tomorrow, huh?
Trade
All
balance
right.
day. It should be a fun one. It should be a
It'll
fun
be a
one.
fun one.
All right, these plumbers are coming into the house. Finish up the rest of the house. I'm gonna slide off here. But yeah, no, great day. Proud of the way we executed. Excited to see what tomorrow has in store for us.
Yes, sir. I'll see you tomorrow.